Good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Keith Parris. I want to thank everyone for being part of the program. What up, Byron? Peace. What's happening? What up? Pretty J, what they call him.
Well, Pretty J is what they call
Pretty
him.
J, what they call him. I'm still tripping on how he said, have her call back. And they said, no, it's good. I got it.
I'm good.
I'm good, boy. Whole record.
Yeah, hey, man. Oh, man.
Oh, y'all better check him before he wreck him.
He's a coming.
He's a coming.
Mama, there go that man.
There go that man. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Wow. Because he's a bad mother.
I'm a bad man. I should say so. Look, R. Kelly record.
He did a Robert Kelly?
Yeah, I'm a bad
I call him
man.
Robert Kelly now because, you know, he ain't
he ain't out no more.
He ain't performing.
Or he could be Roberta. Roberta.
Who that?
Roberta Kelly. He could. Hold up. Boss. What up with you, man? Hey, man, come in here, man, like a superstar,
He
man.
look like, I hate to say he looked like a Sikh this morning, but
No, he came in looking like
got the beard, got the covered head. Well, let me do this. Let me do this because
that's what he looked like.
All right, hopefully there it is. All right, let me. So I don't know, so she could see. All right, now.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I put that.
So let me do this. This is part of our fiduciary responsibility to provide information to the public so people can avoid possible interaction with law enforcement. The Brew Crew won 12 consecutive games. The 12th coming against the Pittsburgh Pirates on Wednesday, August 13th. We didn't jinx it. So, based. No, I'm not gonna just let me, because this is about the burgers at this point. All right. So, of course, George Webb had this thing going back to when the Brewers first came to Milwaukee that if they won 12 straight, that, free burgers, free hamburgers, by the way. Don't be going there trying to get a free big George cheeseburger, double cheeseburger, free hamburger. So the free burger giveaway will be held on Wednesday, August 20th, the anniversary of my program.
Wow.
Yeah. From 2 to 6 p.m. at all 23 George Webb locations throughout Wisconsin. Hungry fans are welcome to stop by any location for a free juicy burger and camaraderie with fellow baseball fans. Vouchers will be available this Friday, today, for pickup at restaurant locations for those who want to savor the moment and enjoy delicious George Webb hamburger. Is this advertising?
Yeah.
At a later date. A limited menu also will be available on giveaway day with great deals on extra burgers, free drinks, free fries, and drinks. Okay. Wow. So you can't make it to George Webb's on August 20th. Here's what you do. Starting Friday, you can pick up vouchers for a free burger, and then you can redeem them between August 25th and August 29th. Okay. It's interesting because
didn't it used to be
put the dollar in there, Doc?
Another dollar.
Up to $15.
Another dollar.
Didn't it used to be 10 wins?
No, 12.
It was always 12.
I thought somebody was 10 wins. No, maybe it was Soberman.
Yeah, it was always 12.
I'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
But the Guardian picked up the story. They talked about the win streak, but they talked about the extra incentive for, the Brewers to win.
Yeah.
Because people get a little salty after the whole Seattle series where they score 8 runs.
Oh, I couldn't score 1.
To win 11, and then couldn't score 1 to win 12.
So you heard about the guy that called 911, right?
Yes.
And
you heard we had the caller yesterday.
Yeah, he
went down. Yeah, so that's why I did that announcement today. You can start picking up vouchers. It will be next Wednesday, August 20th, between 12 and 6. Any of the 23 locations. Some people probably drive out. I know there's one downtown. There's one on about 129th and North in Wauwatosa.
There's one. What's that? 120 something off of Greenfield.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I did participate in 87. I did
Oh.
participate. So
that was the last time.
that's the last time I got a burger. They said there was like another time.
I
but
thought it was in the 90s or
Yeah, they
something.
said
Like I
it's three
said, I
times.
remember getting a burger from Soberman's.
Oh, Silverman.
Oh, Silverman's Gateway
Silverman
Burger?
was doing it.
That's probably who I got the 10 mixed
Oh,
up with.
okay,
'Cause
yeah.
I don't remember no 12. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
12.
12 has been. We used. If you went to George Webb's, it used to be right up there.
You have to write on it. It was a big sign.
Big sign
Yeah.
up there said if they win 12 or more,
Yeah.
free hamburgers. So, good thing.
I ain't
And
had George Webb since I was in my 20s.
yeah, it's been a minute since I've been to George Webb's.
I just go grab the breakfast, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
I did grab breakfast from my mom there one Saturday. They got great breakfast.
Great breakfast,
man.
man.
Those.
I went to George Webb because they was open 24 hours.
So what you doing out late, pimp?
Like I said, I was in my 20s.
Pimping.
Oh yeah, what you doing?
Pimping.
Parking
I
lot
was in my-
pimping.
I was in my
those
20s,
pimping
man.
hours.
Yeah.
You know.
I was in my 20s.
Hey,
Yeah, that was the spot though, because I remember my birthday one year, my buddy took me out. Woo, boy.
yeah.
Don't drink on an empty stomach. So
Doc, you gonna be towed up.
and don't mix liquor.
Oh, it's over.
So by that time,
I think I could only drink on an empty stomach.
yeah, it was.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I was
Try it
wasted.
now that when you get older, man. Drinking on an empty stomach. One, that you gonna get drunk faster.
Oh,
Two,
it's gonna come up.
yeah, and
It's coming
two,
up.
it's gonna come up.
It's coming up.
Like it's gonna keep coming up, Doc. 'cause
So
your stomach gonna-
I don't try to remember the name of the club. I think it was this club back in the day called Bogies. So afterwards, he loved real chili. And so there was, I think it's still over there. The Real Chili's on East Wells, and there was a
Yeah.
George Webb.
Oh,
there.
real
Oh
chili.
yeah.
And
Sure
man,
was.
we went into the Real Chili first. I don't like real chili anyway. I got so nauseated, so then I went and ordered a couple of burgers.
Hold the flies.
Yeah,
Right.
flies.
Hold the fly.
Rhonda loves real chili. A lot of people went to Marquette. They like real chili. That was one of the spots on campus.
Yeah, it was right.
So yeah, man. So I went out to the car. Next thing I know, it was up Chuck.
Yeah, it was 1-800 call Earl.
Yeah, like Earl.
Yeah, call Earl.
What do they call E&J Irk and Jerk?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me do
I
it
heard that in a minute.
with
That's
that Irk
funny.
and Jerk. Yes. Okay. Let me do this. Let me do a cleanup on Owl 6. Yesterday, a guy called in, and man, great conversation. He was talking about the Brewers and everything. He said that the Brewers have the largest parking lot in the Major League Baseball. They do not. The largest parking lot or lots in Major League Baseball is Dodger Stadium. And what you do is
And that
look
makes
at
sense.
capacity. Dodger Stadium has 16,000 parking stalls. American Family Field has 12,000. So American Family Field is still one
It's
of the
still
bigger
pretty
ones.
big. Yeah.
Yeah, but they were just talking about how spread out that is in terms of their parking. When
And is that including like across the street from the stadium as well?
yeah, all that.
So all of that is 12.
their parking.
Okay.
Yep. And that was the big issue about building, because there was some talk about building the new stadium downtown. And one of the sticking points was who's going to control the parking. So that parking revenue is like anybody goes in and they're doing a stadium, they really want to have parking revenue. So, but yes, Dodger Stadium, 16,000 in Chavez. What is that? Chavez Ravine. Yeah. Milwaukee was the first when the Braves moved from Boston to Milwaukee. Milwaukee County built County Stadium, and there were no teams west of the Mississippi. And then O'Malley moved the Dodgers to LA.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Giants, I think they moved from Philly. The Giants was in San Francisco. So those became two. So I just wanted to do that cleanup.
I thought the Giants was in New York too.
They're in New York. That's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
And then they moved to Frisco. That's correct. It was the Warriors that moved from Philadelphia.
Right.
Yeah, that was Wilt Chamberlain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I think what became
Because they always in Madagascar, they would always say the New York Football Giants.
Yeah, they
because baseball, they had a baseball team there as well.
Howard Cosell always, even Chris Berman, the New York Football Giants, who haven't been very giant lately. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning, you're on there.
Good morning. How are you, Bishop and staff?
Oh, well, how are you, Mother?
I'm better, thank you.
Good.
I just want to announce to the greater Milwaukee community that we're giving away free book bags tomorrow between the hours of 11 and 4 at the Masonic Temple there on between that's Statonia and North Avenue.
Okay.
And bring your children. There will also be you can get your flu shot from the physicians that's going to be there, and book bags are going to be filled and given away, and we just want to make everybody happy through this catastrophe here.
All right. Okay. Well,
So
you sound great.
thank you. So have everybody come out. We want to not have a book bag when we leave.
All right,
and we want you to.
I'm sorry, go on.
And we want you to get your free your shots for your flu. Don't want an epidemic here.
No. Mom was just asking had I talked to you, so good. I can tell her that I have.
Please, and would you please give me a call for her?
I sure will.
God bless you.
Mhm.
It's so good to hear from you. And
Good to hear
see,
from
the WNOV is still carrying on.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, have a great day, everybody.
All
You
right.
too, thank
Bye bye.
Let me do a couple of quick announcements. Sunday, I think this is a tradition throughout, not all churches do it, but certainly through our Baptist faith, certainly Black Baptist. So Sunday is Women's Day. So it's Women's Day, not everybody, but there will be Women's Day at the historic Antioch Missionary Baptist Church. Their morning speaker will be the Reverend Dr. Donna Childs, Tabernacle Community Baptist Church. It's also Women's Day at Zion Hill Missionary Baptist Church. Our morning speaker will be the Right Reverend Dr. Eleanor Cordinas. And because of the flooding last week, I was supposed to be the Men's Day speaker at Galilee. They've moved that to this Sunday. So I will be the Men's Day speaker there at Galilee Missionary Baptist Church under the leadership of Pastor Johnny White. And so there you go. Those are the announcements we have. Many of who were listening to Michelle's program yesterday heard about what's happening tomorrow over at Holy Redeemer Institutional Church of God in Christ. And that starts at 8. So you can go to the website to get the particulars on that program. Let me shout out Mr. Nate Luckett, the good folks there at the New Pitts Mortuary. Is that Deacon Michael Jones driving this morning? No, it's not Mike. All right. So what all
figure
that?
out his name, then, man.
Who?
You can't just be shouting out two people, man. Now he feel left out.
Hey, just call him Undertaker.
Yeah,
man.
I'm gonna have to find out who the other brother is. So the good folks there at the New Pitts Mortuary. I heard or saw news reports that New Golden Gate got flooded. Both locations.
Yeah, especially the one that was out in Good Hope. They showed the inside of that joint on the news. I'm like, wow, man.
Yeah.
I just give a shout out to the city of Milwaukee, the city workers, and then just the community, because people were just helping each other out. And me and my brother, we had to do our mom's basement.
She's over by
Fairmount. Yeah,
Lincoln Creek.
They were actually the news crews, and the mayor was actually in front of the house.
Okay. But they're near Lincoln Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it was a long day, frustrating day. But and everything, you can still be thankful.
Right.
Because there is me and my frustration, and obviously my brother shared the same. But 2010 was worse, especially for us.
2008.
10, 2010. I remember I was a junior in high school.
Well, but the big one was 2008.
It was 10.
No, 10 was bad, but 2008 was.
Ain't nothing happened in 2008.
We-
2010.
2008, a lot happened in 2008.
All right, man. This man is gonna interrupt me and what I like. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, how y'all radio
Anyway.
fighting, man? Y'all
I know.
radio
It's Friday. Can I
Anyway.
talk to you in the back for a minute? Take us to a musical break, man.
2010 was worse, but still had to.
For you, it was worse because you got hit by it.
Still
Okay.
had to deal with that, but we were able to get everything out of the basement, clear the basement, get it clean. So just appreciate what we had and what we have. I was texting Keith this morning and I said maybe this flood has potentially steered away potential homeowners.
Yeah.
Just because it's just like a car, where you get those unintended things that happen and that you have to pay for, and maintenance and all that type of stuff. Same thing with homes.
But I heard someone say that, and it was a good opportunity to clear out some stuff that should have been cleared out
a long time ago. Right.
So you're right. You try to find a silver lining.
Mm-hmm.
You try to find, the positive in it. And amazingly, with all that water, no one lost their life.
Yeah.
Right. That's what's really amazing. Because when you saw these cars like submerged,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So unfortunate.
Yeah.
So unfortunate. And I saw apartment complexes, where their entire garages were flooded. Just thankful that it didn't happen with me. Yep. So a lot of these things are out of our control. And so, which, lends to the reason why we should just be more vigilant on, just being gracious and thankful.
Yeah. We talk about acts of God, and that's in your contracts when you're performing. Talk about things you cannot control, weather, though we impact the weather.
Mm-hmm.
So let's kind of see the difference here. We're impacting weather where we're seeing extreme weather patterns. A lot of that has to do with the pollutants that we're supposed to be stewards of this planet, and the profit motive is such that that's cash over everything. So even now, because now I have to mention the name. So with that said, we're up on a break. 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. You're listening to Community Voice. We are joined in the studio by Devon Jones, DJ, the Protege, Byron, Pretty J, what they call him.
Jack.
Hey, wait a minute. And he's a musician too.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Ride Out.
Mr. Ride Out.
Ain't no more disrespect when I'm riding. Put some
spec on my name.
We're gonna put pretty spec on your
Put
name.
some spec on my name.
He's up there, man, in the pantheon, Mr. Randy Watson.
Himself.
No, better than Randy Watson.
Huh?
Randy Watson was good and terrible.
That boy good and good.
He good
Yeah,
and good and good.
Good and good.
You listen, it's phone lines open. It's Free Flow Friday. No, it's not, because I can't say it. Free Flow Friday. Phone lines open. What's on your mind? You know the rules. There's one name we do not do on Fridays. But other than that, we wide open. We'll be right back.
To Community Voice with your hosts Keith Parris and Devon Jones, DJ The Protege.
All right, welcome back to Community Voice Caller. We thank you for your patience. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, you on there?
Yes, sir. Thank you for taking my call. And assalamu alaikum to you, brothers. I know there's one brother who, when he returns the greetings, he says, I think he says, Salam alaikum, salam. But I understand if the intent as is judge, but, you know, it's wa alaikum salam. And that's not the reason why I was motivated to call. You were speaking about water, and what I wanted to provide or contribute to the conversation that we probably should take into consideration overall, especially people who are considered nothing to a government that brought us our ancestors, our forebears here against their will, and it took 64 years from 1555 to 1619, 2 generations of people to produce the material that was manufactured into what we see today, that is not what we once were before we were tampered with. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, he said that, and I want to be right. And first, I should start with the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The book, Our Savior Has Arrived, and this is directly related to the inclement weather that we are experiencing. And on the back of the book, that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad wrote, that is, Our Savior Has Arrived, there's 14 points. And the point that is most poignant and that I think stands out with what we have witnessed is point number 12. And point number 12 is on the truth. It says that it is true that Messenger Muhammad is now warning this government that Almighty God Allah has numbered America as being number 1 on his list for destruction because of the evil done to his people, the lost found members of the aboriginal divine people of the earth, with the 4 plagues: storms, rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. These plagues of judgment are now going on over America. And there are 14 points, and they're from 1 to 14 are directly related. And this book was penned when the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was present amongst the people. So we should think about what we are seeing and why it is going on. And it should let us know that what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said about white people, and he likened them to an onion, and that the layers of the onion were being peeled back. And if you ever deal with an onion, you know that the more layers you take off, the stronger it becomes. And that meaning that the stench of their hatred will become more brazen, more obvious, and more intense, like scorpions. They like stinging us, and we are acting as if this is something new. And the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that do you think that one who will not teach you right will treat you right? And this is something I wanted to make known. Out of 4 million people in the state of Wisconsin, 23% have a higher level of education or exposure to some form of education. That means that out of 4 million people, with regard to their calculation, that is 920,000 people. Almost 1 million people have some level of what is called or known as higher or advanced education. So when you have 1 million against 4 or 3 million, you know, I would think that the balance would probably tip more in the favor of those who are not as educated as the others, and they will probably think that those who have some form of education, and there are those who may liken themselves or carry themselves in this regard, that they are greater or better, but that is not the purpose of education. Education is to broaden your horizons, to make you more marketable, and make the society more accessible and navigatable or maneuverable for yourself, whereas you can contribute productively to the society and hopefully have a family and continue to grow positively in the society. I hope that makes some sense.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Kind of heavy for Friday.
I mean, you know, if it's needed, it's needed. Gotta stop with that. It's heavy for Friday.
It is heavy for Friday, man.
No, it ain't.
It is,
if it's
man.
needed, it's needed.
Mm.
You know, you can't pick and choose. You know, because that flood was heavy for a Friday.
It actually happened on Saturday.
Yeah, you know, and a Saturday and a Sunday.
Let me also, I should have did this when I was doing the cleanup. Let me shout out Mark Brown for catching yesterday the parking capacity. And I appreciate that, man. Appreciate you. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning, you're on air.
Hey, good morning. You know, I often wonder, man, when I listen to, you know, great conversation, especially when I listen to your brother with that's pretty good. It's pretty crafty. But I have to ask, what? And this has been injected into our black society so heavy. If this country, it's like if this country really falls, Keith, DJ, the whole staff, where would we be? Are we praying for our own destruction? We already under a rock, so would we be somebody to step on the rock and squeeze the life out of us? I mean, if the country falls, me and you, and I hear it all on the internet, and I hear it everywhere, like somebody is really mad at America, and rightfully so. We talk about the African stuff that happened to us. I'm very angry about it. But half of us, to be honest, can't go back past great grandma if we lucky. Some of us got granddaddies right now in prison, ain't had a visit since 1971. The family done moved away from Mississippi or wherever, and they gone somewhere, and all they know is they don't even know they got a granddaddy somewhere sitting in prison right now. He ain't had a visit. He don't even know where his family at. She don't even know where her family at. We can't even go back that far. So we were talking about the African thing, and I understand that. But if this country falls, Protege, please answer this. Are we praying? Are we hoping destruction? I mean, it sounds suicidal to me, you know. And what has happened? This was militant talk when I was a child, and now it has become everybody's talk. And because it morphed and it incubated itself, and now everybody got their back pumped up in the air. But in reality, it's just talk because nobody's really doing anything besides wishing destruction. And I found myself in that mode for a minute. And then I thought about it. I said, hey, what am I doing?
It's not, I don't know if people wishing destruction. I think people are saying that, you know, when we talk about prophecy, prophecy is if then, you know, is one of those things. So prophecy says, if you do this, then this will happen, right? Behavior, consequences, action, consequences, action, results. So part of what America is dealing with, if not all of what America is dealing with, is America's own behavior. And one of the things, like we can just be real simplistic here and just look out here. People throw garbage out, right? You don't think because you just throwing garbage out, you throwing garbage out. But the impact of throwing that garbage out is having on our planet, or is having on our infrastructure. So because so much garbage is thrown out, right here, there's a sewer grate right in front of the station that gets filled with garbage. And whenever it rains, we get a flood. Well, that's not an act of God. That's an act of man in terms of what we're doing. That part of setting up the sewer system was so the water then could escape, right?
Well, a part of the sewer system is a failure. It's the whole deep tunnel thing, but that's going into something else. But that's
no,
just
I'm just saying that part of it's not like when you hear prophecy, and I'm using that term to say that prophecy has to be, because that prophecy is also saying that no, if you continue to do this, then this will happen. So you have a choice. You have a choice. And I don't know if we're mindful of that, because we all have our silos, it's me, but we don't always see ourselves as part of this global,
other countries,
this global ecosystem.
Okay. Well, that's just like the Kessler effect in space. Stuff blowing around, satellites going everywhere, and eventually it's going to hit Earth or whatever. I get all of that. And it's our debris that's up there, and it's not just America's, it's everybody's debris. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm thinking about.
But here's the other thing. What is the debris coming from? Satellites. And
that's
what's
right.
the benefits of satellites? You and I having this conversation is satellite. So it's the technology, right? But as something I heard my English teacher, Miss Fine, she said that theology needs to keep pace with technology. And what she was saying was that as we look at, there are real challenges with AI and what that's going to look like, right? So we have to understand that we have a human responsibility to be, as I said, stewards of the earth. And I don't know if that's the case when,
Well, let's go back to what we're saying, though, Keith, about the destruction of America. And then,
America's destroying America. That's the point.
Right.
America's destroying America.
I was trying to, because you a little foggy on your phone, so I was trying to really decipher what you was asking. Were you asking that, like, are we self-destructing due to our words or our actions, or both?
Well, I think through our words mostly, because we ain't gonna bust a grape at a fruit fight.
But it's also our actions too. There's also behavior.
Yeah, but there's no action because we ain't doing that.
Action.
We can play.
It's a negative action. No. It's a negative action.
I think we talking about something different.
And even inaction is an action.
I think we's talking about like community wise, like just me and the black community. You know what I'm saying? Are we self-destructing?
Went
to more like global and
no, he said America.
Right. I'm saying America. Check this out, brother DJ. The caller talked about the destruction. I hear this everywhere. America gonna pay. America gonna do this. America's been bad to her people. Well, listen, most countries have been. Now, we understand that. We know that. And it's gonna fall. Now, if it do fall, the black man will not get in charge, especially we putting other people up that have a better united front, a better unity than we do. So if it do fall, we'll probably wind up under them because our numbers are small. Even if it came to a physical contest, okay, our numbers are smaller because we've allowed these things happen. And then we want to know why.
I said basically you saying nothing won't change as far as our circumstance because we're not in charge now.
Hey, and you know what? It's sad to say it like that, brother. But when you look at it, and then we want to know why the white man is doing things that he's purging right now. He's purging, and we look like, it feels like we're being attacked, but he's purging other stuff because we've attached ourselves to other stuff that really is anti-America. We've attached ourselves to that. So now when they go to purging.
Wait, whoa.
I don't really
What-
get
Yeah,
what-
come on with it, man.
Yeah, what are we doing as anti-American?
Well, brother, we're accepting things that this government is not funded on. I mean, was not founded on. And sure, we're unhappy with the way it was founded, but it is in play now, and it's because you sitting in that chair doing what you're doing. I'm doing what I'm doing because that government has been set in place, and we've been operating under it. And now here we are. We've actually attached ourselves to people that have come into this country highly illegal, set up businesses in our community.
All right. Meech.
They really anti-us.
Meech. The Europeans came into this country illegally. What I'm saying is there was
we're talking about now. See, what you're doing is you're finding an excuse, and then you want to get mad when the people that's in charge look at us. I mean, when the people in charge raid our circumstances because we've allowed other stuff, we've attached ourselves to stuff that we don't even need to be in that fight. We don't need to be in that stuff, man. The same thing with the sexuality, the alternative lifestyle. We have a responsibility.
We have a responsibility to seek justice.
Okay,
we have a responsibility to seek justice. And though you might have a majority of people who might have an opinion, and it was something Christopher was talking about when he talked about the number of people who are probably formerly post secondary education. No, let me finish. No, because I sat there patiently listening to you make your point. So what I'm saying is that it is behavior. It is things, and I understand that people feel, and I use this word, feel strongly about something. But just because you feel strongly about something does not make it right.
See, I cannot.
So all I'm saying is that
I can't disagree with that point.
All I'm saying is that when we look at what's happening in America, and what people will do is use marginalized people to then justify very heinous and bad. I was just reading this morning about.
Okay, listen. I'm finna say one thing, then I'm gonna drop the mic. Okay. I heard this on Tavis Smiley the other night. I was just sitting there listening, and it made so much sense. Why do we have thousands of district attorneys, U.S. attorneys across this America, and we got a couple of black ones, and they use them to prosecute Donald Trump? Hold on, listen, man.
We gotta go.
Why did they
gotta
use
go.
There you go. Yeah, he did say that.
He did. Gotta go. Sorry.
He did say that.
Yep. I mean, I think, Jesus talked about during his time that there would be wars and rumors of war and all this, because part of it is nature, in our understanding of nature. So, for example, if people would say, okay, what happened last weekend? We said it was an act of God. But when we say it's an act of God, it's an indifferent act of God. I don't think it is targeted. It's nature. It's weather.
True.
So.
I mean, I'm conflicted when people want to bring up the Constitution. Just because knowing the origins of the Constitution and who it was, obviously when it was written, who it was written for, and who was acknowledged and then who wasn't acknowledged when it was written. Obviously, we want to take those words literally as far as the Constitution, but then we aren't taking into account what I just said, how and why and who they were written for. We want to all of a sudden, however many hundreds of years forward to 2025, and then try to apply that to us when it didn't apply to us then. So how can it apply to us now?
I think it changed in 1866, with the passage of the 14th, 15th, 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment were included. Now, let me say, hold on, wait a minute. the original Constitution didn't include most white men, and it certainly didn't include any white women.
Right.
So when you look at it, it was a document for the elite, those people who run the country. I was,
but it's still a document for the elite.
Well,
I mean,
but it's also a document that we have used, right, to put towards, and it really always depends. Well, yeah, but I'm saying it always depends on, Brown versus the Board of Education is one of those things where it was a constitutional decision made. Plus, right. I mean, so it goes either way. It is not, it's the document that we have. Ron and I were having this discussion yesterday. Anybody that's been in management, you have work rules, you have guidelines, performance expectations. Human beings will use rules to their benefit. So if you have something that is nebulous, like I do a work rule and people need interpretation of the work rule, it is poorly written. It should be explicit. 8 o'clock means 8 o'clock. Now, you might put some exceptions in there, but then what we find out is that we cannot anticipate every exception. They had a thing at Milwaukee County when I was there. I don't know how seniority now because they don't have a collective bargaining agreement with the union. So, but it was that seniority was a negotiated right.
Yeah,
it wasn't. It was a negotiated right, part of the contract, and so we operated with seniority.
Oh, that was in a contract?
Yes, that surprised me. So I always thought it was part of civil service. No, it was the contract.
I just thought that's just like an unspoken rule.
No. And so it says that we can only have X number of people off during a holiday period. Okay. I would have people who would come in and they wanted an exception made to that rule. And what happens is you then create that, what they call in law, that slippery slope. Because if I made an exception for DJ, I got to make an exception for Jermaine. And then before I know it, the rule has no real power because we're making all the exceptions to the rules. So even when churches are doing bylaws, your bylaws need to be clear. They need to be explicit. They need to cover what they need to cover. I use churches because people use bylaws in churches and these folks never went to law school, but they will use them. They will bend them. They will twist them. They will ignore them. I was having a conversation with someone and they were talking about something. They were at a meeting and people kept referring to the bylaws. I asked the question, did you have a copy of the bylaws at the meeting? Everybody said bylaws. Okay, well, if we have an actual copy, we can read.
Right.
That's why you need a parliamentarian.
I mean,
because the parliamentarian's responsibility is to make sure, and what I find, people don't like Robert's Rules of Order. Man, that just freaked me out. Like, why are we doing Robert's Rules of Order? Order, fairness, right? But people know
everybody wants to be the exception to the rule.
Exactly,
and at the end of, like you said, Robert's Rule of Order, you have to have some sort of foundation in order to have a starting point with, and then that is to guide you on future decisions.
You need a referee
forward. Right?
You need somebody
and
there
that
to
is
say,
that referee.
The enforcement, this is what the rule says, and that you have to do it. So the motivation behind what we do a lot of times, and I heard this in ethics, I loved it in ethics, I apply it to my life. It says in order for an act to be ethical, you have to have good intent, you have to have good means, and you have to have a good end. You have to have all three: good intent, good means, good end. And so we'll do things. And here's the other thing.
So if I go into something and I want something to benefit me, am I going in there with good intentions?
Yes and no. I'm going to say yes and no this way. If what I benefit is something truly beneficial to the whole, then yes. If I'm doing it indifferent, I ain't worried
about the whole, I'm worried about me.
Then there's your problem. So then the answer is no.
So that's not good intentions to worry about me?
That's correct. Not in a plenary group
I think
collective
that's I
situation.
think that's a slippery slope too.
No, I think that if we come together collectively to do something, then the collective should be the beneficiary of it, not me.
I ain't say we coming in here collectively. I said I'm coming in here.
Yeah, but if I'm coming into a we situation, if you do whatever you want to do by
see what I
yourself,
mean? This is
no,
slippery slope.
that ain't slippery slope. That's clear. You can do whatever you want to do in terms of your I. When your I comes into the we, your I has deferred to the we, and that's the difficulty that we have. You know, when we have community meetings, you know, the I will show up because the I, and black people love preaching and black people love to preach. So we'll get up and we do, and everybody, oh man, dude, you talked about it. You ain't moved us 1 inch.
So you could only have good intentions about self when it's just only self.
Yes, because when self becomes part of we, then self has to understand that self is part of we and not all of we. All right, this will be on the test. You're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
host, Keith Parris and Devon Jones, DJ The Protege.
He just kind of rolled. Protege.
And he's still smiling at me.
Yeah, Protege. Well, that's a great segue. Now it's time for the Protege's perspective.
We've all heard that it's a time and a place for everything. I don't need to go down the line of all the things that has a time and a place, because anything that you can imagine encompasses that quote. It's remarkable that when things are said aloud, it has a lasting effect on people. Most times, those very things are pieces of information we already know, but when heard and said aloud, it sparks reverence. Seasons come and seasons go. Some last a little longer than others, but they will pass too. Moments come and moments go as well. Some moments last a little longer than others, but it too shall pass. In every season and in every moment, emotions are invoked. Through those emotions, a lot of thoughts, actions, and changes can arise. Depending on the severity of that season, moment, and emotions, dark thoughts, actions, and changes can arise. Frustration has the ability to fester if you let it. Pity has the ability to fester if you let it. Doubt has the ability to fester if you let it. On the flip side, positive seasons and moments are active and present among us as well. Whether it be buying a new house, graduating school, or gaining a promotion, these seasons are impactful on us. Through it all, in everything, we can still be thankful. This isn't just a cliche. It's wisdom from experience as well as from our ancestors. While in the midst of a difficult season, it's easy to situate yourself in a negative mindset and energy. It's easy to move as if your world is crumbling, although some would trade places with you in a heartbeat. Although, if someone were to tell you that, it probably wouldn't make you feel any better, but it still remains true. Triumph will teach you that you are stronger than you thought. So we should be thankful in everything. And this is something that should be taught. For seasons come and go, but the lessons gained will forever remain. The same is true for the positive moments and the reasons for that particular season. In everything, we can still be thankful. For especially in glory, it is accomplishments of the phenomenal feats that bring such strong emotions. It's important to be thankful in that phenomenal feat for two reasons. One, because you can draw back on that experience when it's time to achieve a newfound success. And two, because whatever you have can be wiped away without a moment's notice. Through the good, the bad, and the ugly, in everything, we can still be thankful. For in every space and in every circumstance, you are present, and some people aren't privileged enough to feel or experience that. That's it, man.
You done?
Yeah.
I was looking
Y'all
over.
looking at me like
This was a long. I was looking over at Jermaine like, you start doing that wrap up music, man.
Man.
That was a little long, man.
I'm
That
over here.
was
I'm over here.
Good points, but it was just
listening to
like,
the show.
and
Make sure the volume was good.
and I'm going like, Jay.
The
No.
music, please.
it was only about what?
Someone
A minute
texted me
and a
last
half?
week. I didn't even see it. They texted me last week. They said, "Why is he talking about death on Friday?" I said, "I don't know. It just it just fell on Friday."
It did. It was supposed to fall many Fridays ago, but people kept dying.
Oh
So
my God.
I didn't want to talk about it.
The people died, ain't never died
They
before.
never died before. Caller, welcome to the program.
Yikes. DJ, you terrible.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm gonna turn my radio down. Can you hear me?
Yes.
sir.
Okay, yeah, I heard y'all's previous conversation talking about American. But my thing is, how can it be American first and it's supposed to be the American way when you give them billions of dollars to Israel? I thought you take care of home first. And I also heard about, people putting certain things in our neighborhoods. Well, you have to appreciate your neighborhood first before you put something there. You have to look at your neighborhood as a neighborhood, not a hood. So we can't get mad when other people are building in our neighborhood when some of our own people say, oh, this is the hood. So you can't get mad because they see an opportunity. But when it's time for us to have pride about it, we have this, it's the hood. So I don't understand how that's American. Then I also heard about lifestyles. Well, what's American about these people standing at the pulpit, but they always getting caught putting their penis in a 5-year-old boy devil's back door?
Okay.
But this is
strong, man.
no, but this is what's happening, and people talking about the American way. So you can't preach one thing and you're the total opposite. They throw in Bible verses, but you're throwing hate. Then they say they talk about being fruitful and multiply, right? So, Mr. Parris, can I ask you a question?
You may.
Okay, now you was that Mary Magdalene, right? She had only 2 kids. They said be fruitful and multiply.
Mary Magdalene didn't have children.
Okay, well, did Jesus have children?
No, he did not.
Okay, so my thing is because I was about to say why everybody said Jesus had kids. I was about to say, well, if they only had 2 kids, where are them deposits going?
No, there was never documented that he had children, and so now his mama had 6, including him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the kids sell one of
brothers.
their kids, right? And then they sell one of their kids into slavery because they said, "Get that nigga out of my house."
No, that story is very different. His brothers actually sold him into slavery. That was Jacob.
And I'm glad
that was Jacob though.
Okay, but you know what? And I'm glad you shared that because that's even worse than an abortion because that's your own blood.
Oh, yeah.
So we can't get mad about people doing stuff in our neighborhood when we don't even have pride. And when the other thing I want to say too, it ain't nothing American about sleeping with a dog. That's why we got all these damn diseases over here. So the next time that other person come in, call in, talking about all that American, you tell them, them white national Christians, leave that pug alone because somebody just got caught in doggy style with a Great Dane.
Oh,
I appreciate you. Always dropping the mic. Always dropping the mic. I would say the neighborhood portion, like we always shorten words. Like brother, we call people bro. Yeah. Sister, we call people sis. Like it's just we always shorten stuff. I don't think that me calling the neighborhood the hood, I'm giving it less reverence or less
no, you just call it what it is.
Newfound love, right? I just think that it's just something that we've done in the English language. We always just switch stuff up, just like how sometimes bad necessarily means good. We don't mean bad. You know what I mean? So,
but here's a term I don't hear as often, which I think is a great thing. I don't hear ghetto. I know this is you a little guy when this little term come out, ghetto fabulous. I don't know if y'all remember ghetto fabulous.
Yeah, and Nicky Parker.
I remember really chastising the young people going, there's nothing fabulous about the ghetto. You need to read that whole idea of where ghettos came from and what ghettos were designed to do.
But again, that's just people, and we do this a lot. We spin stuff into a positive to where it's looked at as a different light. So we can't
I think
keep
L's
always
point, some things we shouldn't be spinning.
Like the N-word.
That could be one.
We spent that, and
I don't necessarily. I think it's how it's applied, but I'm not saying.
Like I always say,
In terms of original intent of the word, there's nothing good about it.
Like I always say, I don't apply that word to a color, or I apply that to actions. Like, like I said, sometimes I call a squirrel a nigga. Call it a napkin one. A cat, a dog, like anything could be.
I'm always
that,
one of those things where you talk about the use of the word is what I hear Puerto Ricans.
Mm-hmm.
Like I go, oh well, I guess. I don't know, but I think you're right.
I'm saying we spend that like I said. Sometimes I would call a squirrel that, and it's not. I mean, you be like, man, this keep coming around taking the trash out the bin. You know what I mean? So it's like.
But in
in
languages,
we spend a lot of words and we change it to meet a definition that we use as a term of endearment. Because we look at the B word, people, especially women, use the B word a lot.
But they can. But they can.
And people don't jump down on the B word as much as they do the N word.
No, we jump on who uses the word.
Yeah.
If that's what women want to do in terms of them being cool with each other, they're women. I think what the definition is female dog. I mean, if that's what they want to do, that is different though. As me as a man coming in using a term, calling her that. I think that gives it a different kind of connotation. So it is word usage and how you use the word. But then the question is, sometimes we are spinning. I like that term that you use, how we attempt to spin something, but sometimes even as much spinning as we try to do, there's a reality there that cannot be ignored. And so how do we put that reality in a proper perspective in terms of what we're reacting to? That whole term bad, which was 60s, nobody using that now. I mean, because part of it is how young people
still use bad.
Some do, but not like, hey man, like every descriptive when I was coming up, man, those some bad shoes, dude. I mean, I don't use that anymore to describe shoes. We got a new one now, cold.
Cold ain't cold ain't new neither.
No, cold been around forever.
No, I'm saying, but cold will be used more than bad.
Yeah.
As an adjective. That's all I'm saying. Hell, bad has been here since we had the English language. It's how you begin to use it. But then younger people in the culture are people who will go in and you just doing different things to. I give you a great example. Meech was talking about lifestyle. Al kind of alluded to it. This term down low, right? It would have been out there, people, because there was a song, I think Brian McKnight did a song, about being on the down low, but he wasn't talking about how down low was applied.
That was R. Kelly. Keep it on the down.
No, but he also had one where it's kind of where he used that terminology. And I think so. One of the things that, and we found this out when AIDS was really ravaging the community, and the epidemiologists had to go out and interview people. And how did you get AIDS? Because now they're trying to figure out spread. How do you prevent the spread? And so they would ask the question, this is to Black homosexual men, are you gay? And they would go, no. So because that term for homosexual Black men had a different connotation than it did for white men. So what they had to do to make the adjustment to capture the data you needed to capture, they changed. And even now they ask the question, did you have sex with another man? Which they would say yes. Because again,
what?
Yeah. And people kind of go like, why?
You just ask the same question.
Exactly. But here's the thing, how Black gay men reacted to the term gay being applied to their homosexuality. There was a rejection of that, right? Yeah. And so that's where, and I didn't realize that until I read the article in the New York Times on the down low. And they were talking about how the guy went to Atlanta and he's having these conversations with gay Black men, and they didn't identify as gay. That wasn't there's another term you may or may not hear.
Hey man,
You-
we gotta
Yeah,
get off of that.
No.
No, you
That
know,
is,
like queer.
no, it ain't even queer. Though it's called sucks. What they call real women sucks women, SUX women or something like that.
Sis.
No, I'm not SIS. It's called
No, CIS.
CIS.
Yeah, because there are
sis.
people, and that's the pushback that people going
And that's
on.
how they identify.
Yeah, how you
yeah,
identify.
Yeah.
And people are going like, what is it? It could be she, her,
Or they.
And all they're saying is that they don't want people to put them in a box in terms of who they are as people.
Sound like Legion of Demons to me.
You know, your sexual orientation is only part of who you are as a person.
I mean, I can't eat steak and chicken and other, meat like food and be like, oh, you can't call me a carnivore.
Oh, yeah.
I might react to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not saying what you have the right to be called. You might not want to be called a black man. You might want to be called an African American man, right? I'm just saying that
I'm just saying you can't do certain actions of a specific or certain segment, but then try to say, "Oh, you can't call me that."
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
People do it every day.
That don't make
what people are trying to do.
Your actions matter.
Your actions matter,
And
but
your
what I'm saying is what I want to be called, regardless of what I do, what I want to be called is clearly me. That is not for anybody to determine what I should be called. And we're not just talking about sexuality.
If you do, and that's why I said I was talking about food. If you do something 27 times, that's what you do.
But what you're doing, and this is why you get the pushback that you get the pushback. You feel so strongly about something. I'm talking about the majority. I don't see why you do that. There's probably something in your life that you might be where somebody might be able to walk up, rightly or wrongly, and say that's inconsistent with you calling yourself what you're doing. So then we should probably fall back on that judgment, because I have the right to be called whatever I want to call myself.
If Jermaine uses one cuss word, we won't say, "Oh man, Jermaine got a potty mouth." But if Jermaine, every other word is a cuss word, we'll say, "Fam, cussing like a sailor."
If he did it one time, and that's the only time,
time.
If he did it one time and the only time I heard him, I might put that descriptive on him. There is no number of times you use cuss word that now we call you patty mouth. Is it potty mouth with 5 words? It's not that. And that's what we do. We put labels on other people. You have the right to label yourself. And we should respect how people label themselves. I got a phone call.
Force me to just be.
I can't force you, but
to whatever.
But you can't.
About,
you can feel whatever you want to feel, but it ain't gonna change me.
Like I can't put on a police officer suit, and people come up to me and be like, "Officer, I need your help," and I'd be like, "I'm a firefighter." What you mean, officer? I can't do that, man.
Point?
My point is, what we do and who we are projects to others, and I can't put on a different suit trying to say, "Oh no, that's not me."
Does it matter?
That's not me.
Does it matter to you what people think of you and how you should be?
Yeah.
What you talking about?
Oh, that's interesting. Caller, welcome to the program.
It gotta be
I'm
true.
over here eating popcorn because it's getting good in here.
Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning, fellas. How you doing?
What up,
Good
Jordan?
morning.
So, I just think funny how we like to depict things, and you guys know I hate the N word. I hate it. I hate it. I think you guys know because I've been talking about it for years. It's been a long time since I called in and said anything on the radio, because when Keith said
you label
that about the ghetto, right? And I think I heard him right when he said he don't like the term ghetto, right?
Now, I say like. I just said that I explained to the young folks what that word means and why, in my estimation, There is nothing fabulous about the ghetto.
Wait, but can't
That was my estimation.
But can't you change the whole acronym of ghetto and change it to going hard every time to overcome?
That's why I love all African people all over the world.
And that was my point.
Yeah.
And I guess my point was
Go ahead, George.
that we use excuses to justify what we want to do, all of us, including myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it just made me laugh when I heard the ghetto part. But you still use the N-word.
And that's the point, George. What might be
So
offensive?
you
Hold on,
can
no. What might be offensive to you might not be offensive to me.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we say, well, if I'm offended by it, everybody should be offended by it. Why? Who am I?
Yeah.
I'm just one speck.
Yeah.
And to that point,
But I
George.
guess as a black man, and we know where the word is derogatory from.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
To me, you can't put a spin on that.
Wait, George.
Personally.
To be honest, man, I had a conversation with this guy that was from Africa, and he told me out of his mouth, when they greet each other, they say "my nigga" for the simple fact that they calling each other kings. That's the language that they use.
But it's
talking
a different
to
way
each
to
other.
spell that.
So when
Because they have
say
become Americanized. They have become Americanized.
No.
If you go back to what Richard Pryor,
It is another.
If you go
It
back
is
to what
another.
Richard Pryor said when he went to Africa. Remember when Richard Pryor went to Africa? He said nobody used that word.
Right, but he
You
still
did not hear that word,
but
but
he
now they're
came back,
using
and
it. That's what you're telling me.
here's
Is that
the
what you're telling me?
inconsistency, though.
Right out is that they use it now. That's how they greet each other
yes,
now.
when they greet each other over in Africa and it's not being Americanized, this is what they've been doing because that word means king.
So right, but it's spelled a different way.
Right.
And
So how long ago
it's
you were
been
probably
a
in
long
diapers
time.
right out when you might have been in diapers when Richard Pryor said that, correct?
Yeah, but I'm sure that he didn't talk to everybody over in Africa.
Right. And here's the other piece about Richard Pryor. That's great that you had that revelation, but you still used MF. You still used the B word. You know, for some people, that's really offensive.
We justify.
No, I'm not. I'm just right. But what I hear, let me get back to the. DJ, wait a minute. Hold on, DJ. Let me get back to the question I'm asking. Does anyone else have the right to define you and say what you call you?
Then what are we complaining about?
I'm asking you a question. Does anyone else have the right to define you?
What are we complaining about? What are we complaining about? It's all good in the hood,
who's
right?
complaining?
I mean,
I'm asking you, but you haven't answered my question.
You didn't answer mine. Don't try and get loud, Keith. I hope I'm not coming across like I'm getting loud.
Oh,
You loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me talk.
We're just playing with you, George. I'm playing.
You're not loud.
You get loud, I get loud.
So what's your question, George? How about that? I didn't hear your question.
The point I was just trying to make is that it just struck me funny is that I would rather hear somebody say, and again, it's what we want to do, use the word ghetto versus the end. Because let me ask any of you brothers. Let me ask any of you brothers. And I know you all don't agree. If a white boy or a white person walked up to you and said, "How you doing?" Or what did you say? How did you say the Africans greet each other right now?
They greet each other by calling each other "my nigga."
So if a white boy walked up to you and he didn't mean no harm by saying that to you, would you be offended?
Yes.
Because he can't use the word.
Yeah,
he can't use
well,
that.
He can use the word. I'm just saying.
Why?
Because it wouldn't be accepted because one of the history of the white man. So it's the history of the white man that wouldn't be accepted.
So how can you turn that into a good thing?
Because it was a good thing for us, and they stole it from us and turned it into a bad thing. But cowboys, we
did not.
Wait, hold on, listen, hold on.
I agree with George on this.
Hold on.
We didn't invent that term.
No, hold on. Listen, I know. I'm not saying that. Just listen. Hold on. Wait, let me finish. I said just like cowboys, they used to tell us, "Go get that cowboy." So that's where that whole thing turned into. So when we was wearing the hats and all of that other stuff, they was saying the cow, even though we were soldiers, but they tried to make fun of us and say, go get that cowboy. Now they took that whole thing that we was doing and turned it into a good thing, and they called themselves cowboys.
Okay, good.
That's what I was saying.
Good. Let me that's
all I'm just saying is that we justify and we make excuses for what we want.
Okay, so we answered your question. Will you answer my question?
Okay, answer it again, Keith.
Okay. Does anyone have the right to define you and tell you what you call you? Hello?
George.
I'm thinking because that seems. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get the crickets then. Okay. I'll accept that.
And let me. Okay, and George, you bring up a good point about how
your question is loaded, though.
Of course, it's loaded.
Sure.
But you bring up context. Talk to anybody who is a descendant or a survivor of the Holocaust and use the word ghetto and see how they will react and respond to you. Because based on their lived experience, ghetto ain't cool. When you say when the white dude comes up and uses the term nigger, we understand that the connotation goes back to this was a derogatory term used for our ancestors. Now, if we co-opt the term and we apply it where you can do this, you can do that, that's cool. But it's a difference. It's like we were talking about with women. You can't go up and drop the B word with women. Women drop the B word with each other all the time. Why? Because they're women. And so when people say, oh, just because you say it, I should be able to say it, you can say it, but there's not going to say there's not going to be different consequences.
It ain't going to go well for you.
You know, because you said it. That's all. That's the point I'm making. So, and I don't want anybody defining me. I call me what I want to call me. It is not for DJ or Jermaine to say, Keith, this is what he do this all the time. Therefore, he is this.
But
I'm
also,
going, no, that's
but
not.
Also, Keith cannot act like a racist and then say you can't call me a racist. You cannot project.
I'll say that.
You cannot project one way and then try to say, "Oh, you can't call me that," even though that's what you're projecting.
But when I ask the question, does anyone have the right to define you and call you anything other than what you want to be called? The answer to that is going to be no. Now you go into your exceptions, but the answer is no. You don't come in telling me who I am and what I call myself.
That's a loaded question.
No, but that is true.
Let me end it with this then. Let me end it with this then. So if I come on the radio and I did this to Eric Vaughn, and Keith, you say this like, okay, I used my one up this month. So if you figured like I used my one up this month, it sounds like to me, you know, it's something wrong with that because you would have unlimited access to the word, correct? But why would you say I used my one up for this month if you thought it was cool?
Because I realize that there are people like you where that word.
No, it doesn't matter how I feel about it if that's cool with you.
I realize you got two things going on. It does matter. It does matter. If you and I are having a private conversation, you don't like that word, I'm not going to use that word. I respect the fact that you don't like that word.
Okay, I'm gonna leave one other thing, like I did with Eric one day. Since y'all think it's so cool, if I came on the radio, every time I came on and say, "What's up, fellas?" That's how I address y'all, right?
Right.
But if I came on every time y'all answer the phone and I say, "What's up, Ian?" Would that be cool?
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with it because you are the same.
It ain't cool or bad, but it's gonna be how people react to it. Yeah, I might have a different reaction than somebody else listening. Obviously, you have a different reaction.
It depends on how I woke up that day.
No, for me, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like,
always appreciate your insight. You always appreciate your insight.
All right, love you guys, man. Y'all
good hearing from you.
All right, man. Peace. You listening to Community
TJ ain't nothing.
So I woke up that morning.
Terrible.
Boy, that deep.
Yeah.
That boy deep. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Man, don't fall off the bed in your sleep.
Devon Jones, DJ the Protege.
All right, welcome back to Community Voice. Caller, we thank you for your patience. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. Good morning. You're on air. Good morning.
Hello.
You are on air.
Hello. 414-444-5250. 414-444-5250. So Shadir Sanders get hurt warming up in practice?
Yeah, man.
I mean, at the end of the day, he played and he
Yeah.
did a solid job. I'm not gonna go as far as he did amazing. Now, them 2 touchdowns.
No, but
Them was
that
nice.
pass. Hey, but
Second
that
string.
pass.
Second string.
Who?
But he played against the first string defense.
Yeah, he played against the first string defense, but they got him number 4 on the depth chart.
That's okay.
So they even saying,
you know what I think it is? It is you have him so low,
so he can work his way up.
Yeah, and then it's easier to justify, because right now
Justify what?
It's easier to justify that, right?
No. See,
because listen,
see, but
they Flacco, he's gonna play. Kenny Pickett, everybody know that he's not.
Man, they got
a
Dylan
really
in front
good
of him, man.
quarterback, and then Dylan, but they drafted
he tried.
him.
I know, but
him. So,
but they purposely did that though.
But no, well, yeah, but I'm just saying that all of these people have big egos, and if I pick this guy, so I want my guy to win, right?
Yeah, but
so they gonna put those people in front of him.
Shador was picked at 144.
Right, and we know that shouldn't have been. But what I'm saying is,
based on all the quarterbacks picked before him, you're absolutely correct.
But what I'm saying is, if Dylan Gabriel does not produce, then it's gonna put them more on a hot seat. One, because he hurt too.
Yeah,
so
everybody hurt.
So he gotta play.
And you got Deshaun that's hurt.
If he doesn't even play, then they're still gonna say, "Oh well, he didn't get a chance to play." They still gonna. So all it is just Shador. He showed what he can do.
So
he showed what he can do. So now
those downfield throws.
Well, man, they really put him in a situation that wasn't fair because they didn't give him.
Mean? He was
but they didn't give him
4 for 7. With 10 with
10 plus yards.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, man, they didn't
for 4 for 7
they didn't put him.
The reason why I say that, and I don't know how many games you watched him play in college. I don't know how many games you watched him play.
Yeah.
I watched every game he played in college.
He threw a good deep ball.
He got a great arm. The problem with his deep ball is the accuracy of his deep ball.
He was the most accurate quarterback in the college, man.
That's college.
So, come on, man. You can't say he had an issue with accuracy, but then he's the most accurate quarterback in college.
I said he had an issue. If you watched him play, DJ, he had an issue with downfield throws. He has a strong arm. I disagree with the strength of his arm, but there's a lot of people when they came in the league with strong arms had to make the adjustment to be more accurate with their downfield throws. That's all I'm saying. This dude is not perfect. And
he's not perfect.
And so everybody got the whole
trying to make a knot on something that's not a knot.
It is a knot.
No, it ain't.
I'm just saying.
And he's done that. He did that last week.
Yeah, he did, but you got to be consistent with it in the NFL. With
and based on the offense, if they run a West Coast offense, then you don't have to worry about the downfield throw as much because that's 10 yards or less.
Guess what, Jermaine? If he wet his pants last week, what he gonna be saying? Oh, he not ready. No wonder he was picked 5th round. He threw 2 dimes.
I give you
for
somebody.
touchdowns.
I give you somebody else that
now all of a sudden
I give you somebody else that the hype is crazy. JJ McCarthy. I saw him play in college. I mean, there are people out there for whatever reasons you get picked, and see, Shadir Sanders comes with hype,
and he better than both of them.
He comes with hype. He comes with all of that. He becomes a target. So whatever he did, this is a business. If Shadir Sanders is that good, he's gonna play. because the bottom line in the NFL is winning.
Yeah, but if you got these
Tom
owners
Brady,
in cahoots,
when he a fifth round
he was
draft
fifth
pick?
round pick. But listen, this is the problem. You got these owners that's in cahoots.
Okay.
To the point, Tom Brady could have picked Shador.
Okay.
Oakland could have picked Shador,
And they didn't.
but they chose not to.
Okay.
So he ended up going 144 for the simple fact that they wanted to teach this man a lesson. It wasn't off his skills
Good.
or nothing like that. Cam Ward, I saw Cam Ward play.
Cam Ward.
He ain't gonna be no star in the NFL.
Cam Ward, yeah.
He ain't gonna be a star.
He just they rated him because he's more athletic.
He
than
ain't
Shador. But Shador isn't
Played in a stronger
unathletic.
conference too.
Yeah, he was a stronger. But I'm telling you, watch when the season start and watch how Cam Ward look for the Titans.
Listen,
I'm just saying
all of this
that-
is about me. I'm not like that, but all of this is about who you like more. And what I'm saying is, Shador has showed that he is capable. That's all I'm saying.
Who says he isn't? I think that but I'm not. What I'm saying is, if we have a purely football conversation, take all the politics, take all the culture, take all that out. And again, I watched them play. I had people who never watched them play. Oh, they doing this, they doing that. You never saw them play. I watched them play.
Listen.
When I watched them play at Jackson State, I watched them play at Colorado. I would tell you, I saw J.J. McCarthy play. I saw Cam Ward play. Same thing. You point out, look, how is Mertz from Wisconsin, who ended up Florida State? He's playing. Come on, man. But he ain't gonna last long. I'm just saying. So you watch people play. That's one thing. But Shador Sanders brought all that other stuff into it. Part of that is, hey, that's what he brought with him.
They didn't like that when he was in college that he turned the college games in the sideline to a hip hop concert. Because hold on. One of the commentaries on TV said that. Was like, well, yeah, when Shador show up and all of his games
Was he white or
almost
black?
like it. Of course he was white.
All right, so I don't.
So it was like, well, his games is like a hip hop concert. You got guys and rappers standing on the sideline with gold.
He had star quality.
He had star
and
quality.
here's the other thing: Shador Sanders wasn't the best player on that Colorado team.
Sure wasn't.
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter was.
He was the best player in college football. Period, bar none. So
He's a fool right now, though.
and I saw Horn was playing with the
Horn.
Panthers.
Yeah.
So caller, welcome to the program.
Jimmy Horn.
Jimmy, yeah, that's Joe Horn's son, right?
No. Good morning. You on there?
Hey, DJ, what's happening?
Hey, how's it going?
Is Keith in the studio?
Yeah.
You ain't heard me yelling for the last half an hour?
No, actually, man, I apologize. I've been a little busy the last few days and missed the show.
Program.
And I was going to kind of chime in.
Program.
You were telling me that you guys had a real conversation. I'm a baseball guy.
Okay.
Played on the traveling teams with Mr. Beckham for many years. And played at Washington High School and little pro-am baseball into my 40s. And so what I want to say to you guys, I heard something about home runs or whatever, those being the things that were winning World Series. Now, I'm a big critic of the Brewers. I think they have stuck for about 43 years since Robin Yount and Cecil Cooper and Paul Molitor. They're probably
all of those years.
They're probably one of the worst teams in baseball since they've been in the league, with the exception of those 82, 81, 83, early 80s
But what
teams.
about that squad with Ryan Braun and Felder?
And CC
Small sample
Sabathia,
size, my brother, in
Zach
since 19
Greinke.
Because we made it all the way to the.
but since 1970, they are probably one of the worst teams in the league, and there have been other expansion teams who come in and won 1 or 2 World Series. And since '82, we haven't. And when I cried in my glove, we haven't sniffed the World Series. But this
No,
team,
we haven't sniffed the World Series.
this team, brothers,
Yes, we did.
reminds me
We
of
came
80
close though.
Yeah, we did.
So we came close to. We played the Dodgers when we had CC them, and then we lost in the NLDS.
I'm saying I'm saying in comparison to that team with Cecil Cooper and Ronnie Singer, we've had nothing like that ever.
Yeah.
But this team reminds me
Hall
of that
Famers
team,
on that team too.
Man,
and it reminds me of the '86 Mets. And so we have a lot of guys who have 10 or more home runs. So I think the cumulative of that and our farm system and pitchers who
these hitters in the National League and the American League have never seen, that are in the minor league, that will help when we expand the roster. I feel like this is like our Brooklyn Dodgers season, you know, when the Dodgers were about to move from Brooklyn to Los Angeles and they won the World Series a few years before. I think this is our dream season. And I'm the biggest naysayer of the Brewers because I've played with guys. You may know David Westmoreland.
I don't think you're bigger than me.
Yeah.
David Westmoreland was more talented than most of the Brewers that have played in the last 30 years. And Mr. Beckham cultivated many players who he could have put some teams together that would have beat some of the Brewers teams, is what I'm going to say to you.
Well, I mean, you know, you mentioned the 86 Mets, and I think that's a great corollary because what the 86 Mets had, though, was they had some great pitching.
Yeah.
They had some great pitching. And right now, if the Brewers pitching staff can stay healthy, they got a pretty good pitching staff. And it seems that, and look, they beat the teams that they need to beat. They beat the Cubs, they beat the Dodgers, you know. So, I mean, but as DJ pointed out to me this morning, we're still in August, right?
Yeah, and they have, so far they've displayed a clutch gene that I've never seen. So that is the last thing what DJ said. If they can carry that on into the postseason, and what I'm saying, it looks like they've turned that corner. And if they have, the league better watch out for the next few seasons as long as they can keep a lot of these guys together. And we may get our reward for all the suffering we've done.
Yeah, because when Willie Adames left, I was going, oh, boy.
Yes.
But, you know, and I was saying yesterday how I was listening because, you know, I listened to the Brewers on WTMJ. And I like the way the dude couched it. He said, now, I don't want this to sound offensive, but, you know, he said, you know, we have mentioned Willie Adames all season.
Yep.
And so when you look at that, they had, because that's what baseball, man. There are a lot of franchises just can't afford their stars, right? I mean, if you're, you know, the Marlins is a great example of that. They can win World Series, and then that whole team is gone because they can't afford to pay those dudes, right? So, but I agree. I think I talked about power, and maybe I'm overestimating power. You know, in a World Series or in a division championship, you know, but you're right. This team now, that 82 team did have two Hall of Famers.
They had power. They had about 5 guys.
Oh man, what they used to call Ron Deere tape measure. Now, of course, he struck out, but when he hit a home run,
like I told Keith, I've said this many times in the past about the Brewers, so I'm not going to say it this year. But one thing that does give me both optimism and a little skepticism is Jackson Cheerio is out. He's not even playing. And so they're playing so well that I'm just not sure bringing him back into the fold, how that's going to be.
Well, unlike basketball, baseball is an opportunity for individual effort. So he won't affect, you know what I'm saying? He won't affect that offense that is bunting and stealing in negative ways.
Yeah. But they can DH him.
This manager is what I want to say is this manager manufactures runs in a way that Craig Counsell could never accomplish, and that's why he was the manager of the year last year. So I think having better management is a part of it as well.
Oh, and when you look at certain guys that get out there, but you look at him, you look at who is it?
That's Benedict Arnold. I don't even speak his name.
Weaver. You know, there are people. You know, Billy Martin was a far better manager than he got credit for. But Billy Martin was on his off field and his relationship with his players.
Is that the Moneyball?
No, Moneyball was Billy Beane. Okay.
And that was a GM.
He was the GM, right? Moneyball was where he went in. He was like the first guy to start using analytics to say, hey, based on this, because baseball is a statistically driven sport. A lot of sports, everybody now, all the sports are getting into analytics now. You know, like I kind of depend on it in basketball. What's the plus minus with Jermaine on the floor? Right? No, really. I mean, when you look at that, because now they're taking in some intangibles that we look at a person and say, oh man, he's great. And then when you actually go in and look at what he's actually doing, you go, oh, maybe he can score. But then if those 18 points he's scoring, but then he gives up 22 points. In terms of
Exactly.
defense, what was the benefit of the 18 points?
Because you're not able to measure that heartbeat like Jordan had or Reggie Jackson had when he hit 3 home runs in the World Series when you need them, or when Ricky Henderson was still second and third, or lay down a bunt. And so I think the Brewers have that theme, that Robert Horry-esque theme that is very important in sports. The analytics.
They're hungry. And that you talked about those intangibles. And look, that trade deadline with Vaughn, huh?
I've been starving since I was 13, man.
What did he say?
He's been starving since he was 13.
For a World Series.
Oh, for World Series.
Hey,
and in 82,
all my life.
In 82, you would have thought Milwaukee won the World Series based on the reaction that we had. It had 1 million people at the parade. And we lost the series.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
One last thing, Keith. I think it may be the curse of Cecil Cooper because they didn't treat him right. And maybe it's that color purple thing. Till you do right by Cecil Cooper, maybe you do going to because they did.
And maybe the good luck charm is Ricky Weeks.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
That might be the good luck charm. I don't know.
Y'all have a great weekend. Get on out here. I'm hanging out at Zoo a la carte, man. Y'all get on out here for a minute.
All right, man. Good to see you.
God bless y'all.
All right. DJ, thank you.
Thank you.
Byron, thank you. Pretty J, thank you.
That's what they call me.
You do look at me. Do you want to do that's what they call me? Like Max Julian, or do you want to do that?
I think I like the Billy D version.
Oh,
that's
so
what
you just gonna let my arm fall off?
Right. If that wasn't game.
None
Success.
No, I'm telling you, if that wasn't game.
Success is nothing. All right. Hey, man, y'all have a good weekend. The good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. Hope to talk to everybody on Monday. And as always, go for this place in peace.